Bishop Williamson, I am humbled and honored to serve with you in providing access and the opportunity to earn a college degree to the students of our college, our city, our county, our state, and nation. The Board of Trustees who elected me and granted me the privilege to serve, I thank you for entrusting me with the keys to this part of God's kingdom. Bishop Graves and Mr. Hamilton and Dr. Curtin and all the members of the search committee, I thank you for sifting through the many applicants, listening through the many interviews, and wrestling with one another and God in the search process. Because of your recommendation, I have the great delight of serving this blessed student body on these hallowed and sacred grounds with these God-called and God-assigned faculty, staff, and administration. Dr. Goldman and Perry, I thank each of you for your expressions today. To Gerald Williams and all Laneites, I thank you for receiving and supporting my service. Your loyalty and commitment to Lane are notable and praiseworthy. I join with you this day in affirming, Fair Lane, we love thee. Love thee well. It is of thee we love to tell. Today, I am pleased to have members of my family here, including my CME Church family, my University of Arkansas at Little Rock family, and my newest family, my Lane and Jackson-Madison County family. Mayor Gist has been a true partner and cheerleader for the college, and I thank you. Chancellor Joel Anderson of UALR commented in his inaugural address more than a decade ago, for centuries, people have recognized that there can be a power of place, of location, whether it be controlling the high ground on a battlefield or owning land that below the surface holds a bountiful supply of valuable resources. This place, Lane College, is located on this blessed hill in East Jackson, the city of Jackson, Madison County, and we are uniquely positioned to achieve our educational mission and enhance economic development while extending God's kingdom. So today, I say thanks. Thanks for all of your prayers. Thanks to Reverend Dr. Darrell Coleman, who is always easy to pray. We thank you for your prayer. Thanks to my mother, my mama, Lena Hampton, and my dad, Logan Hampton Sr., for their commitment to faith and education, which they model for my sister and me. And to my mother, on my wife's side, Dora Combest, would you wave? Amen. She is a retired educator. Nearly 30 years ago, she arranged for me to meet her daughter. Despite her daughter's protestations that I must be a nerd. To my sister, Jacqueline Epperson, who married my best friend, Eric Epperson. And one day, as I stood best man, I married off my two best friends. And to my children, the pride of my life, Elise, Crystal, and Logan III, for each of you, I continue to offer my sincerest prayers and hold the greatest hope. and to the love of my life, Susan. It was the disco era group. It was the disco era group, Tavares, who said it best: heaven must be missing an angel. Your faith, your prayers, and your spiritual toughness have supported and inspired your family and me, and I love you dearly. For 16 years, my mentor, Dr. Charles Donaldson, drilled the mantra into my head and heart: students are the most important people on campus. So it should come as no surprise that I put students first. President Moore and the students have taught me many things over these past few months. One of my favorite Lane phrases is, "I love my LCD." There's something about this place that causes you to fall in love. And there is so much to love about Fair Lane. The richness of our student culture is second to none. In one talent show in this very room, I heard original poetry and spoken word, an operatic soprano voice, witnessed a brave would-be comedian craft a joke about the president eating the lame ducks in the cafeteria. Saw a classical dance performance and the best Nene street dance performance this side of the Mississippi River. Right here at Lane College, students experience the nation and the world. It is not unusual to see a student leaving class, rushing to the bus stop to make their way to a job in the city, at a restaurant or some retail operation. I am no longer surprised when I hear an 18 or 19 or 20-year-old Lane student discuss going to a full-time job working the third shift at one of our local manufacturers to pay for their education. Many of the life stories of our students are inspiring and heart-rending. One senior, describing his life back home, said to me, "When I was at home in the hood, I felt safe." And then he said something odd to me. He said, it's scary out here because I'm alone. And he said to me, "Since I've been here, no one from home has asked me about my grades." Another student informed me that on April 26th, when he graduates from Lane College, he will be the first person in 3 generations of his family to graduate from high school or college. While listening to these stories, I sometimes look in the eyes of the student and wonder, how did you get here? And I hear the answer in the old Negro spiritual. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be a God somewhere. Only God could have delivered them from their past to Lane College to prepare them for bright futures. The founder of Lane College, Bishop Isaac Lane, wrote in his autobiography, "Like the majority of the members of my race of that day, I was denied all the advantages of early training, such as would prepare me for public service. I shared all of the evils common to slaves. I learned to read and write under the greatest difficulties. I had to learn the best I could. I soon found out what a great advantage it was to read and write, and I applied myself diligently to them as opportunities could be made. Like Bishop Lane over 133 years ago, I'm afraid that many African American and low-income students still learn under the greatest of difficulties and are denied educational advantages. So I celebrate with Jesus' joy when I hear that President Morgan Moore has been accepted for graduate studies by two of our nation's most prestigious graduate schools. Morgan, it must have been that letter of recommendation that I wrote for you. You know, the committee probably didn't even look at your application that listed the extensive leadership and service that you've offered. Or your transcript that rumor says has all A's and nary a B. Not one B? Well, for the record, Morgan, let me just say, knowing my transcript, you are overqualified to be a college president. We celebrate with Jamil Porter, another graduating senior, who has accepted a job with General Electric. Jamil stopped by my office to ask, rather confidently, how much he needed to donate to endow a scholarship. I told him. And without flinching, he committed on the spot to endow a scholarship this year. Laneites, this new generation is taking it to another level. And we must follow the lead of this next generation and take the college to higher heights. And to help the college reach the level and ensure the relevance and viability of the college, I offer 3 strategic ideas. First, Lane College must reclaim its niche and return to our historic purpose, which was to train teachers and preachers. The need for urban teachers is a constant. According to one report, the demand for sources of diverse teaching talent in the country is real. Across the country, teacher shortages are making headlines. Well into the school year, 2 states had more than 500 vacant teaching positions, and another state had more than 1,100 vacancies. 49 states report a shortage of teachers in special education, and 90% of high-poverty school districts have difficulty attracting highly qualified teachers. In 2014-2015, Tennessee had a shortage of teachers in English, math, science, social studies, and special education. What else is there? Laneites, community, faculty, students, pray for us and join us as we seek to reestablish the Lane College Teacher Preparation Program. Second, it is clear to me, at this point in our history, we need an intensive freshman year program that sets students up for success and turns the learner on in each scholar. We can no longer simply lament and point fingers, but we must cast down our buckets where we are and help the students God has assigned to us. It is no error or mistake that Lane College on this holy hill has attracted just the student body that we have. We will not shrink from this responsibility, but we will meet it head on. In the fall of 2015, we will establish a freshman academy to give new students help in developing the academic skills, establishing scholar habits, and closing the moral gaps that many possess when they enter college. I invite those who have what Carol Dweck calls a growth mindset to join us in creating and maintaining this academy. Educators with a growth mindset believe that most basic abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Brains and talent are just a starting point. If a student has a brain and any amount of talent and is ready to work, the research proves that the student can learn and achieve at high levels. We will use the Freshman Academy to bridge students from underprepared, from underdeveloped, from marginally prepared to well-prepared, well-adjusted, well-read scholars. Third, we will continue to develop young men who happen to make up the majority of our student body. Many across our nation have given up on our boys. When we witness the seemingly growing number of homicide and fratricide, the staggering crime rates and prison rates, it is no wonder that many are throwing up their hands and throwing in the towel, moving to the suburbs and the comfort of gated communities. This day, I remind you that at the beginning of Jesus' ministry, recorded in Luke 4, Jesus was handed the book of the prophet Isaiah. He opened the book and read, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and recovery of sight to the blind, to set at liberty those who are oppressed, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord." If we take seriously that we are a Christian, faith-based higher education institution, we cannot ignore the mission and ministry of Christ. We too must teach and preach to the poor. We too must proclaim and set at liberty the captive and oppressed. God called us. God equipped us. God assembled us in this place for this moment. God gifted us with these boys and young men. We dare not turn back. We dare not shrink. We must forge ahead to answer this sacred call. William Haley Bathurst captured the essence of what I hope to say to you this afternoon in his hymn, "Oh, for a faith that will not shrink, though pressed by every foe, that will not tremble on the brink of any earthly woe, that will not murmur nor complain beneath the chastening rod, but in the hour of grief and pain will lean up on its God. Lord, give me such a faith as this." With such a faith as this, Bishop Isaac Lane in 1882, just out of slavery and on the other side of Reconstruction, overcame a yellow fever outbreak, had the vision, intestinal fortitude to found a school to train former slaves to be teachers and preachers. With such a faith, Jenny E. Lane, a female, became the first principal and teacher. With this faith, Lane was politically correct before there was political correctness. With this faith, Reverend T.F. Saunders, the first president of Lane College, who happened to be white, in 1896 saw the need for a college department that led to the change from Lane Institute to Lane College. With this faith, Dr. James Franklin Lane, in 1907, attracted the attention of major philanthropic organizations to support the fledgling college. Today, this day, March 22nd, 2015, in this highly advanced, highly technological world, I pray anew, Lord, give me such a faith as this. And with this faith, we can lead the college to help young women and young men who have been left behind by life circumstances and a challenged educational system to develop the power of their potential, a power and a potential that comes from God alone. With this faith, we can produce graduates who so know the Lord and know their lesson that it will cause the demons in hell to shudder and bring boys and girls, men and women, to come saying, what must I do to be saved? What must I do to be educated? With this faith, we can, we must continue building Fair Lane on this holy hill, on this sacred hill. History reminds us. The community needs us. The Lord requires it of us. Let's build together. My brothers and sisters, God bless you. God bless Lane College. God bless Jackson. God bless Madison County. God bless Tennessee. God bless the United States of America. Let's go to work.